guys, this is B from Big Time Warriors Guild. Today, Buck from Big Time Studios have a teaser for you guys. But before that, we would like to invite you to our guild. It is Big Time Warriors. Our guild holds 153 spaces. We are the largest space holder under Mega Guilds. Owned by our Emperor Destruct, the most kindest guild owner. If you want to join, just visit our website page and have a chance to get a Ruby Pass. Without further ado, hop on, let's go!
No boss. What up? Alright. Where's me? I'm not there. Alright. Hold up, I gotta fix this. Alright. Boom. Hello, peoples. There we go. Hey, carrot lover. I also like carrots. Wait, this looks different.
Hello, hello. How you doing today, Buck?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'd like to thank Sneaky for joining us, and also King Parent from Joystick is joining us as well. Joystick has a tournament coming up very soon that I'll let King talk about, but it sounds like it'll be fun. You're just lucky I'm not allowed to participate, otherwise I'd kick everybody's butt. It wouldn't be your fun, but because I'm not, then it's going to be really fun. Cowboy Corey,
the tournament isn't about looting.
It what?
The tournament isn't about looting shinies on the ground like, pocket watches, so you wouldn't be any good at it.
What are you trying to say? Just because I'm the king of shiny doesn't mean, I'm a qualified loot goblin, doesn't mean that I couldn't compete in any tournament.
I'm pretty sure it is. That's exactly what it means.
Okay, first time chat. First time over there. Hey, Gab, what up? Gabov, Zlad, 1989. What up, what up, what up? Like to play, but I can't find out how.
What the heck is that
What?
behind you? In game right now. Like, what are we
We ain't talking about that yet. Hold on.
What?
Why are you getting...
Okay,
you're supposed to help. You're not supposed to distract. Hold on. Now I'm going to make me bigger.
Getting me excited.
Oh, there we go. What are you talking about? I don't see anything behind me.
This is the new update?
Oh, okay. See, now I'm not as worried anymore. Now I can focus.
All right, so welcome everybody. You know what? I might as well, for the people that are coming in, I'm gonna hold on. Let me make another.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
We're on stream live right now, bud.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw you.
Okay. Let's see here. I need to put a text in here. Head source. Head source. And then I'm going to make that patch B083 teaser.
Let's teaser.
Boom! Is that too big? That looks a little too big. I'll make it a little bit smaller. Patched. 3 teaser. Okay, there we go, peoples. All right. Dolly Daddy. What? One of the hard-working streaming.
Fucking creeping.
I know he's creeping. Why don't you jump in here with us instead of being all creeping? Dolly Daddy. Maverick Twitch. Cloak Cyclone. Luminosity. I'm easy. See, I don't try and get all tricky with my name. I'm Buck. Very hard to mess that one up. and you're sneaky. Even King Parent isn't that bad. Yo, Buck! Martinez Lou! What's happening? Gonna play and stream in a few, or I would. But why would... Oh, man. Who scheduled me for that? That's silly. Y'all got to give me access to your schedule so I can see it.
Don't worry about that. You'll see that here soon.
Okay, good. Okay. So, I'm gonna wait. What time is it? It is 5:12. I'm gonna wait 3 more minutes, and I'm gonna start digging into this stuff. Mogul, of course I have good news, homie. So, the first thing I'm gonna start with the news that some people are gonna like, some people aren't gonna like. There's gonna be a data wipe with this patch. There's been a bunch of new things put in, but the good news is that everybody that had lost their points isn't gonna have that issue anymore.
As what?
Who's asking?
Me and 7up.
Hold on a second.
After who has points? What he would gain?
Hey man, I'm streaming right now. Would you mind? Here, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm gonna have to mute you. Here we go. So we had some people that lost points. It was because of the way we refactored the gears, pocket watch gears, and now that won't happen again because the reset shrine is going to always give you the correct amount of points back. Okay. So that is fixed. And here we go. I'm going to go ahead and dive in. We see your launcher. Let's see. Oh, see my launcher.
Wait. Fuck. Big, really important question.
What?
Are you guys using the monitors for the wipe?
For the what?
The monitors. Are you using the monitors to help with the wipe?
Okay, for people that don't know, the ancient monitors, people used to call them, I think the first group I heard with VIG called them toilet paper with the little floppy white arms. So King is making a reference to that. It's very funny, King. Give you toilet paper. This patch 0.23 was all about boss fights. There's a lot of other stuff going in, but it was all about laying the foundation of the mechanics that will allow for adding more boss fights that are created by simply creating it and basically plugging it into the procedural generated dungeon. So it becomes one of the possible options at the end of the dungeon. Now, when I first started playing Big Time, I came in about only a week or 2 maybe left in Jade. And I went and bought a pass, and I started playing. And one of the first things that I remembered was that you get to the end of the dungeon and like the dino dens and see like 80, 70, 80 like monsters that you had to defeat, which was awesome. It was just complete chaos. And then they updated the system so it would be more controlled. And it ended up being like there were 5 targets and a bunch of monsters, but if you knock the 5 targets out, the rest of the monsters would despawn. So these boss fights are a replacement of that, going back, a replacement of the old boss fight that is more structured and controlled and creative and has different. So I'm gonna actually do a very brief description because I don't want to spoiler it for you guys of what the there's likely 2 boss fights going in with this patch. The first is currently, at least internally, be called the elemental boss. and there are stages in fighting this boss where you got to do certain things or attack certain things, and pay attention because there's different options of what you could go after, and it's really coming along well. And then it's got a pretty cool attack, phase at the end phase of the boss fight. So that's really neat. The second one is interacting with like a giant puzzle, and each time you do something right there, you have to fight more monsters, and I just did that one for the first time a couple days ago, and it was complete chaos. I'm like, I love this. This is like, people kept dying. it was total chaos, and I'm like, this reminds me a lot of the old one. So both of them are coming along really well. But the important part is it laid the foundation for being able to develop and build out boss fights and to just plug them into that framework. So that's really neat. Yeah, boss stages is really, really neat because that's, that gets us closer to the MMO boss fights. Hold on one second. Something to show you. And Sneaky, can you guys drop rates for clockies? Kind of skip them now. Hold that thought. I've got to hold that thought. Sneaky, you want to track questions for me while I'm doing this little mission here?
Yeah, I got you. Take it.
Now I'm okay. You guys gonna fix the drop rate? So drop rates are always going to be tuned and monitored and watched. The entire underlying structure of those things was redone to add like a ton more complexity and interesting ways to interact with it. I'm not going to go into it until everything's sorted out, but it's things are getting more complex and more interesting, and so what we'll need to do, there's a couple stages of this. It's not just the NFTs, but the game itself. The first thing that's going to be new is that we've had some testing, a little bit of testing in the past, had some of our players get on staging and test with me, and then moving forward, it's the entire program where we're going to test as much as humanly possible up until the patch release, so we can get the high level player feedback in before the patch goes live. So everybody should be excited about that. And if you're interested in doing that, I will be communicating out. I've already got enough for the test run of it. But if you're interested in participating in that, I'll set it up so people can sign up for that soon. Okay. Increase drop rate for me personally, please. Yep. Gotcha, homie. Angry Mosh Gonzo.
Just when is the patch and wipe happening?
Maybe next week. We'll have to see. Like, the whole test process has to go. The testing, the first test should be like early next week. I wouldn't hold my breath for next week because I want to make sure that.
Well, everybody has to keep in mind that with this testing, and things could come up that needs to be changed. The player base themselves.
Who's increasing their skill points?
Yeah, I can hear that.
Who's increasing their skill points? Blink, blink, blink.
Okay, it should be good. But yeah, those players who are testing it with you could come up with some ideas and things that need to be changed that are going to be implemented. It takes time to add those. So like you said, it could be next week, or it could, be 2 weeks from now. All depends on what's coming to the game.
I wouldn't imagine it would be that much further than the week after. Thanks, Neil. Got you. Okay, there's some other things that are going on. I'm going to just kind of start jumping down the list. But the boss fight is actually really, that foundation being laid is really exciting because it makes for more complex. And there's more parts to that, like AI and the way, there's systems that were put in place, like the way things are spawned. So, do I have that in here? I gotta make sure I have that in here. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Now, at the end of, and I'm not gonna actually post this. I'm gonna show it behind me here. You see it kind of coming over here? Oh, it's idle for too long. There's now an ended. Hold on a sec.
Oh.
Boop boop boop. Adventure summary is, I think, the official title. When you get done, and this is just me. This isn't a party. When you get done, you get an adventure summary, which also includes a list of everything people have looted in that dungeon.
Oh, that's really sick.
Is it not? Yeah.
This also could lead to a leaderboard of things.
I know, Buck leaks.
Haha, sneaky leaks.
I came back in again. All right, so we got the adventure summary. We also have some upcoming shadow abilities. And
Wait, hold on, you did shadow.
What did I say? Shadow abilities?
Yeah, I think you just did.
So we have Shadow Blast, which is a kind of a mini jump slam that does a little bit of damage and adds a decay. Interesting. We have Ignition Powder Grenade, which is throw a grenade and hits the target and makes them vulnerable to fire. Right?
Oh.
Yep, we've got elemental resistance coming on. Right? And then we've got Exploding Kunai. And that is like, you know what the kunai are, right?
Yeah.
I'm probably terribly mispronouncing that, but it's basically the little ringed knives. See knives with the ring at the end? You're like, and they explode. Very cool, right?
Yeah, that's sick. This all sounds amazing, especially for the elemental boss.
Mm-hmm.
That brings another layer of interaction between the abilities.
Yeah, the interesting thing, I mean, keep in mind, I'm not giving you guys anywhere near the full breadth of what's going on, but they're just constantly on doing crazy updates, cramming in as much as humanly possible into every patch. And that includes hey, let's improve this by adding this effect. So if you do and we'll see if all this gets in, but say maybe the fixer's healing aura has a resistance, has a resistance buff to it, or if you something on the Shadow Blade where you dodge or something, it increases your evasion. Things like that are starting to be looked at into the different abilities. The Chronomancer, and I think this will make it in, but it may not, so don't hold me to it. If it's not, it'll be in the next patch probably. The Meteor Shower. Interesting. Let me see, make sure. Can you mention the new icons on the map? What new icons on the map? I don't see any icons.
Trash can icons in the map.
Yeah, ignore those. You want to have those. Those are to reset my character on the test server.
Oh, those are special things. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Special things just for Mr. Buck.
Now, don't be looking at the map and looking at all the icon stuff yet.
You give players something to look at. They're gonna look at it.
I mean, don't be asking about it yet. Like, stay here, the stuff that's going in. Okay? Okay, I will do this. Again, I'm trying to tease because I don't want to spoil it all for you. Oh, here, I'll take my big fat head and make it smaller. Burp. There we go.
See, just that by itself is cool as shit, though.
You see that?
Yeah, that just by itself is cool as hell.
Burp, burp. See that? A little bit more stuff going on over here, right?
Oh, whoa. Oh yeah, don't go from there. Don't spoil it anymore. Don't go from there. Stop.
Okay.
Oh wow.
A little bit of sneaky peeky. Okay, I'm making my head big again. There we go. Okay, now I need to see what people are saying because I wasn't. There we go. There was an event. What are you talking about? I'll get to that at the end. Tab. You just wait till the end. I'll get to that. What? Did you upgrade what? Bro. Martinez, you're gonna have to hold on to that one. That's... You'd give me a scenario question. Hold on to that one, and I'll take a look and read it. World Boss event. Actually, it will not be in this patch. It will very likely be in the next patch. Public events, where more than one group can get in and participate.
Whoa!
What?
Big sneaky leaks here. Big sneaky leaks here.
That's all you're gonna get.
Oh. I mean, as you guys can see, there's
I'm a hacker.
a lot for us to explore.
I mean, I am on the dev server. Definitely a hacker on the dev server. I did not earn any of those NFTs on the dev server that I'm wearing. Please make running default holding shift as a pain. I got you. This is probably not the realm. This is probably not the realm for those that feedback. You can put that stuff on the forums. I'm aroused by the update, Benno. You've given too much away? I'm not questioning if I give too much away.
I mean, if I'm going to be honest
good.
here, I think it's breathtaking.
I could have probably given more, but I wanted you guys, like, I want you guys to be able to see it when you see it. You know what I mean? I want you, this is why I'm teasing it. That's why I'm not even posting images or anything. You guys can, and I'm fine if the community aggregates a list like you guys did last time, Sneaky. But I just wanted you guys to see it and let you know there's so much work going on. So we're still not through this. So let's go back and continue through the list, and then I'll do some sneaks about what didn't make it in this patch is likely into the next patch. But there's just really exciting stuff. And my thought immediately because I went through, I now go through, we have a new weekly process, as of last week, that I go through every single ticket in our Jira system. So I know everything basically that's being done, and if I have questions, I go hit the devs up and say, I don't understand this, explain this to me, and they explain it to me, and that way I can do as good a job as possible communicating cool stuff like this to you, because I get in there, and as somebody who's got thousands of dollars in NFTs and loves the game and believes in the team, we have such a great dev team that I'm like, holy crap, I'm so excited about things. You know, obviously I know things that you don't, so I want you guys to know as much as possible. Right? Just told shift nerd.
We appreciate everything you give us, Bucket. I mean, I think that this stream right here really shows just exactly how much you're willing to show the community and like give away when, you know, it's not exactly done yet, but you know, these teaser is, it really excites the community. Appreciate
it, man. And I'll continue. Ichi, what you doing? Why are you making me mute you? People, if you're gonna come in and hang out, hang out. You can even ask questions, but don't make noises in the background. Okay. Peoples. All right. Big time yake. What up? Okay, let's see here. Skill point fixes. I already told you guys about that. All skill points will be returned using the skill point reset shrine. Oh, I already told you about the times in makeover. There is also, and it may make it into this, may not, but I wanted to tell you guys about it. There is a
So for clarification, is the visuals of Watertown here going to be making it in the next patch?
I think so. Who's boy? Somebody's got speakers. Is that Whip? Walks? Is that you with the speakers, homie? I'm gonna have to meet you.
Is the skill tree here just because you're on the dev server and you get every ability, or is this how it's structured now?
On this character, I may have every ability. I think I have gears in as well. But this is again teaser. What else are you seeing here?
Well, I mean, the way it's just structured is so much better, and your head is sitting next to the passive tree, but
what?
I see,
wait a minute, what?
I see something else there.
No, what? What are you talking about?
No,
what you just said.
I think I've said something about that.
By the way, while you're rolling over stuff, if there's like a long list of things, like I'm rolling over Fire Blast, you see I can scroll my mouse wheel and it scrolls the pane. That's a pretty neat little UI improvement.
Oh, finally, yes.
Okay.
Are we counting the hairs on Buck's head? Is that what we're doing?
Okay, you see this?
The passive tree, yes, the passive tree. The effects that are passive to your character.
Okay, so there's a couple things going on.
And I can see like a new skill.
What new skill you talking about?
Like an ape face.
So there's a couple things going on. There's a couple things going on. One is that there's passive tree. And the passive tree is going to be a way to, and again, I'm only going to give you part of it because I want you guys to, like be able to discover it on your own, to be able to increase the number of bags your pocket watch can hold, increase the number of slots in the pocket watch.
Oh shit!
Get access to your personal pocket universe and other things. Okay. No, I'm not gonna move, dog.
Okay.
I appreciate you calling my head cute, though. That was a stretch. Okay, and then the other thing is that you notice the little icons, which are very likely placeholder. Skills have been made and expanded on a bit to require trainers to get to unlock parts of the skill tree. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So you're going to be able to interact with trainers in the open world?
You're going to have to find them.
Okay,
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on how that works, but I just know, because, of course, like, I think it was Neil called me out for being a cheater. I unlocked mine cheating.
Okay. I gotcha. So basically, there could be a chance that they could be in the dungeons or in the open world. We just, as players, are going to have to find them. That's really awesome.
There's a good chance that Tier 7 dungeons won't be back because of the reset. Which means they would probably come back the next patch. Yeah, so, okay, so next thing is some general combat fixes. Oh, one thing I forgot to tell you guys, which I thought was probably like one of the biggest surprises when I first took a look at the passive skill tree, is that you can upgrade. When you're knocked out and you've got that little fist attack thing you can do?
Yes.
Okay. There you have the ability to unlock different DB&O skills, which I thought was
Oh
pretty
my god. That's awesome. That's so cool. I didn't think you guys would expand on that, but that's really interesting.
I mean, dude, like I've been telling you, these guys are we have such a good dev team. It's just, dude, I play with them every single day, and work day, and I get to hear how they think about things, and the ideas they come up with is. There's so many awesome ones. I can't even tell you. Okay, so
I mean, I just consistently, like, every single update has been, huge, massive things added, like you were saying, and like I think this one's the same, and maybe even more. This is awesome.
But we're ready to put our skill points on the passive because skills are much better, and the passive doesn't really give much, to be honest. Which passive?
Buck, has there been
Go ahead.
Has there been any meaningful changes to the cadence of battle by putting in balancing features between player damage, player health, mob damage?
Right now, my last run through dev, I got my ass beat. So yes, but it's one of the things that'll be fleshed out and helped with the player testing. So we get the feel right for the the experienced players. That makes sense?
Yeah.
I actually said something. I'm like, hey, dude, I totally buffed myself up, and I was OP. I should have been OP. It was literally for me to run through and get that end adventure summary, right? And it was a lot harder than I thought it would be. So yes, there is balance going on like that, but it's something we need to catch.
Hard as a solo. Interesting.
Yeah. New enemies, new dungeon. New boss rooms. Some new the enemies that we're gonna have like kind of revamped VFX. I don't remember seeing any new models for enemies, but I know that like there's been Shay got an upgrade or an update. The boss fights, obviously, they have different abilities and whatnot. Personal Pocket Universe. Yeah, that's the Personal Pocket Universe is where you attach your space. Everybody gets a Personal Pocket Universe.
Look, is there anything lore-driven for these bosses to introduce us to who they are and why we're fighting them?
Not yet, and unfortunately, Thor isn't with us anymore, and that was Thor's domain, so it's going to be a little bit before that gets an update, but not yet.
Can we have a cheeky little backstory, maybe in a couple months or something about that boss, like a little animation?
I will ask the guys. So there's lead devs on each of those. I'll ask them for a backstory. How about that?
It can even be just a one-page bio written
Right.
up or something.
The problem, Mordecai, is the backstory was in the timeline, and we can't find the timeline. So it's gone.
There is no timeline. What are you talking about?
Take the blue pill.
Take the blue pill. Okay.
From every time.
Okay, some real quick, getting back to running through the list here. Combat fixes, Arrow Volley and Shuriken Fan are now properly aligned with Reticle. I just wanted to throw that in there because that was annoying to me. Two-Headed Swords had one of their combat stages in the combos was a shield or a shoulder bash. You had to be right on top of them for that to land, so that's been fixed. And then Soul Drain and the Data Points quest now has respawning monsters attached to that mechanic, so if you run out, they'll pop back up. Again, we'll need to test that to make sure it's balanced correctly. Some other ones, Sneaky actually was one that recommended that first. I think the first one to recommend sit and rest is no longer taking up an action bar slot.
Yes, you're right.
It
I've been praising that for months.
it may still show up as default 1, but the actual key is Z. Oops.
So there's an option to take it off and use it. That's amazing.
Well, I just removed the
Is there
icon
an
and
option
replaced
to
it.
bind that ourselves?
I guess you could rebind Z. Healing now has green fly-up text.
Sick.
Pugilists won't be knocking you down as often as they were. I thought it was funny. I voted for it to stay. People are like, I keep getting knocked down. I know. It's hilarious. So it's because I honestly believe it's because we're stubborn and we're like, I'm not letting him get away with it. I'm going to try and get up and sneak a hit in. Okay, vendors now have possible items for sale, like maybe more affixes. Global chat will no longer ping. And then there's some cool improvements for skills and pocket watches. I already showed you one where you can roll over the icon and roll the mouse to have the information panel scroll. Okay. I don't know of any new NFTs, but they sometimes will sneak stuff in.
Is that a new walkway over your right shoulder?
Oh no, don't. What walkway are you talking about, Mordecai?
What are you talking about? Wait,
Over there, towards the town, you mean?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Were you here like 15 minutes, Mordecai? 15 minutes ago, Mordecai? Because you're gonna have to go back through the street.
Okay, so I already talked briefly about public events. Yeah, there's more things coming with that. We're getting into expanding on that and having like additional like portions of like buffs and things of that nature. Like I mentioned, having a healing aura that could, potentially also have resistance, like stuff like that's coming. So, really quick, that's all I have to tease for you today. With the exception for 0.23. Things likely in 0.24 are already explained. Public events, these will be like portals that spawn around the world, and there's a little notification that, so-and-so public event has spawned, so people could roll and take that out. Those are shaping up to be really interesting, fun. Bounties, daily, weekly quests. Yar.
Oh, hype.
Yeah. And here's one that I thought was extra fun and kind of tease me, Buck, please. Extra fun and kind of shows the direction things are going, because right now we're still like, it's hard to explain as almost complete feeling the game is. Obviously everybody knows it's early, but the game is solid. You know what I mean? We're still right at the beginning of where things are going. So we have gem crafting coming up, and the gems you will socket into weapon slots. And
oh, really?
Yeah, they will allow you to change some of the attributes of the weapon. Well, not necessarily attributes, but again, I don't want to give the full details on this, so I'm going to tease like maybe one thing that you could change. You could actually change one of the stages of the combo.
That's cool.
Yeah,
your left and right
or
clicks? That's
multiple
so
stages.
Cool.
Yeah, you can like basically
you can customize it.
Customize your combos. Yeah.
So are you
among other things? So I'll leave it at that. What now? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Not to put you on the spot, but with you mentioned once back about Pocket Watch socketing, right?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of a system of potentially being able to refund the players.
Yeah, that's still on the list.
If they switches. I guess one thing I'm curious: has there been any thought to this update? With everyone got to high levels in this update, but essentially it made it really hard to switch to another class because you felt like you weren't necessarily getting rewarded for having to go back again. Is there anything potentially that could be coming towards this update or soon?
Not this update
to alleviate
that I know of. Again, I this isn't all of it, and I still, let's see, I probably went through.
Potion bar, extra skill bars.
These were the things that I knew were developed in testing or review, like were all really solid. There's a bunch of other things in this, still in this patch that may get also be in there. Well, there's a good chance a bunch of it's going to be in there. I just don't know what it is yet. So,
I mean, they do keep saying everything is that we see the tip of the iceberg right now, guys.
Yeah, that's why I want. That's why I wanted to emphasize. It's the tip of the iceberg. It's just going to keep getting more complex, and there's going to be cooler and cooler things coming in. There's going to be eventually, hopefully in the short term, there's going to be a bunch more unique items. A matter of fact, hold on a second. Let me message somebody real quick.
Excited about the shadow updates, Nikki?
Oh, I'm really excited because it's adding a level of depth to the abilities. He was saying that, it's going to enhance the fire damage that you do. So if you use that before you use your oil trap and before you use your fire blast and then ignite the mobs, I can also enhance chronomancer damage that way as well as my own. So there's an extreme complexity to the
it's just at the beginning with this too. Yeah, I know that there's a bunch of other skills that were listed in there. Like, again, I need to continue to go through and watch the status on all those, but like this team is so scrappy and how they put so much work into like there's just so much stuff showing up. I'm like, holy crap. Neil says, why does every time we change our pocket watches, our HP and energy keep going to the lowest? That's because we don't want people just flipping back and forth. There's like a cost to switching.
I think he makes a point though, because you guys took it out and made it to where we couldn't, and then now added it back into each dungeon where we can only do it in safe zones.
Mm-hmm.
So why would we get a penalty when we're doing it in safe zones anyways?
Is my face expressive when I'm typing? I didn't know that. Why don't you?
Can write a forum post on that. I think about the pocket watch issue.
No, just heal yourself up, dude. Get trees, dog.
Yeah, but you're in a safe zone.
I think what he means is there's also a penalty, but that when you switch your pocket watch, right, you'll actually permanently lose health and mana. That happens from time to time when you switch classes. If you're incurring that kind of penalty, that's actually a bug, but you can fix that by refreshing the state of the character.
I've never had that. Have you had that?
Your gears. Yeah, it's been an issue ongoing for a long time. I can show you after, but there's two different. So you will drop your health back to low, right, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But there is also a circumstance where
it gets
like
stuck. I got you. You know what? I think that's been fixed. I'll make a note.
Just double check it's not that.
Yeah, I think that was actually a UI issue, but I will check.
Either way though, Buck, it does sound like the devs are paying attention to, making the game have a synergy layer with teams working together and playing off the classes. So the feedback that you've given today is really exciting to see that the devs.
Yeah, and the everybody wants things now, and I'm no different. Like, I'm one of the most impatient people you'll ever meet. So I understand it. It's it's really important to remember that the devs are building out each one of these. They got to build out the personal pocket universe and the space and all that, and make it editable and functional. They got to build out the framework for boss fights, so you can literally just develop a boss fight and then plug it into the procedurally generated dungeons. They have to build out the underlying systems before they can start doing the fluff. And even with, like, last night, I'm sitting there. What was I doing? I was doing something at my computer. It's late at night, like 11 o'clock, and I get notifications every time a JIRA ticket goes in. And here's Martin, our principal engineer and one of the guys responsible for a lot of the item design and all that. Ding, 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 all these tickets going in to, do this with this skill, do this with that skill. And it's like, I can't tell you how hard they work and how dedicated they are to this cause. So, but it's finally, we're finally going to be able to start seeing stuff like this that is part of that passion and those, things that are not just the main core mechanics that they have to develop, which a lot of that you guys don't see. So that's what's exciting about me. In fact, before I open it up for some questions, and you know what, Sneaky, should we do a Ruby Pass giveaway just for the hell of it?
Well, Dolly Daddy's streaming right now. I think he's streaming big time.
We can't be streaming big time. I'm streaming big time.
Well, if he's streaming big time, then we should raid him and make him do the work of giving everybody a Ruby Pass.
That's a good idea. Well played. Okay. So, one of the things I did this time, with, again, my new process of going through every single ticket, writing down all the questions, going to each dev and asking whatever questions I need, and the dev team has been amazingly supportive in this, given how busy they are. Questions at any time, I'm telling you, which is awesome. I asked them each to give me kind of a their, like, what if you had to name like one thing that you were excited about with this patch, what would it be? And because I want to share that with the community, so I'm going to do that now. I asked Martin, principal engineer. He said all the stuff that is about to be crammed in this week. So like I said about putting things in. I asked Will, he's a senior technical designer, and he said the elemental boss fight, I've been exclusively working on that for roughly 3 weeks. And it's been awesome. We play and test it every day, and he's like, elemental boss fight feedback number 4, and he writes all the feedback in there and evolves it. So yeah, I'm excited about that. TJ, principal designer, and he's also working on the other boss fight that I mentioned to you. He said, I think it'll be the boss fights, getting the first passes of better and more deliberate boss fight designs rolling so we can continue to build even bigger and better ones. And then I asked Doug, the director of ops, who I report to, and he's an amazing boss. And he runs the community customer support and QA teams. He said the introduction of boss fight mechanics, having the unique encounters, makes gameplay more fun and gives an overall experience more personalized. As we continue to build and grow the game, it's an important step to take to set the stage for more boss fights and even changes to individual enemy AI. And then I asked Matt, the CTO, and the guy leading the charge on the game creation, and he said the boss fights. He said it's a reason for the patch. So if you guys like this, like hearing from the devs like this, I'll continue to get bits of information like this and share it with you guys. Cool.
I think it's really exciting to hear it all. Honestly, it does help, and I think it answers a lot of people's questions.
Right. Fix the Warriors. Warriors are being looked at. I know that for a fact. I personally put a ticket in on the Warriors about a number of tickets, but one of them about like the skill point cost for Whirlwind versus the damage you get out of it. And when I bring that up, the way it's actually really cool because it gives you guys, and I'm going to try and communicate as much of this as possible. It'll give you guys insight how they think about design. When we say, like if I go to them and I say, hey, Whirlwind, like somebody made a cool post on the forums where they actually did the, did a little math on the mechanics, and they called it wheel wind, which was pretty funny. It's like, that is a lot of, like that's a lot of skill points just to get that amount of damage if you're doing that amount of damage for a lot less points over here. And they don't go, okay, we're going to put the damage back. They're like, what can we do? Can we knock people down with it? Can we do this? Can we do that? Can we do like a debuff? Like what can they do to make it, not be, because the last thing you want to do is like, why would you use anything else if Whirlwind does as much damage as anything else? You know what I mean? So they're like, what can we do to make it really interesting part and have its specific use and be worth the points? So that's the way they think about it, and I think it's awesome. And again, like I said, I'll try and bring as much of that to you guys so you guys can kind of see behind the curtain a little bit.
It's something I saw just, playing into the idea of synergies and Shadow Blades buffing Chronos with fire and elemental. And this is why everybody should go into the forums and post their ideas, right? Because sometimes some really good stuff comes out of that. But one thing that I saw, which I thought would be cool for a Time Warrior, is if potentially, maybe it's through the gem system, or maybe it is through another class applying an ability to the Time Warrior to imbue that Time Warrior with, say, like Flame. So if, for example, if a Chronomancer hit the Time Warrior with an elemental skill, then his, spin to win would become like a fire spin to win, or a tornado of fire. So basically it could become powerful, but only when you're playing in a team. That's
actually been talked about, but will probably happen after all the classes get their own, once they're in a solid place and they start doing the like the combination synergies. But I have heard it talked about, so it's
hashtag Buck Lakes.
Hashtag Morkai League, I guess.
That's exciting, because that's the kind of synergies I think we can all agree as a community that's what we want to see, where we feel like we're playing and the teams are like coming together to
economy doc before Thanksgiving. I think so. I mean, they're really close. The guys have been working super hard. There was something I wanted to mention today too. Like I own not as much as some of you crazies, but I've got a bunch of money in space. I've got like 4 exalted spaces myself and some of the other ones. And I've got one of each mystery box. So I'm just as interested in how this works as you guys are. I got a chance to read over the economic explainer doc, and there's so much cool stuff in it. Like it is more depth than I expected, which is neat, because it's going to allow for a variety of ways that we can leverage it. We have a team of people working really, really hard on every single day, and I know you guys are eager for it. But I don't, as somebody who's like have the same vested interest you guys do, I don't want them to rush it. I want them to take whatever time they need to get it right, and that doesn't mean months. That's like days to weeks at most. I think it's going to come out sooner than you think, though, because they've got a ton of stuff in there, and I think Zeb said today that he and his team have done like 60 images, like explainer images for it. So it's going to be exciting, and this team is smart. This team is smart. Martin actually works on that as well. Martin knows this type of game backwards and forwards. Like I played Path of Exile for like 8ish years, but I've never hit 100. Martin's actually hit 100 in the game, so this guy's hardcore and knows like the depths that an action RPG can go to. We have a player marketplace example to sell by to other players on the marketplace, weapons, materials, etc. Key players, one of the things that I don't know if it's going to happen. I know it's been requested that we have players, could potentially have a Vendroid in their personal space that people could come and buy stuff like that. Mafu, that would be interesting. The giveaway soon. Actually, we're gonna. When is?
Dolly Daddy just finished his stream.
Did he?
With.
We can't. Can we raid still? Didn't they take raids away? or was it host? They took host away. You could still raid.
Yeah, they took hosts away. You can still raid.
Okay.
But I mean, there are other people who are streaming big time, like Miss 369, who is a part of the stream team now. So I think you should definitely raid her.
Okay, we'll make her give.
Yeah,
Give
we'll
away?
make her give away all the streams.
Hold on, let me look. All right, any more questions? I appreciate you. We're out of time now. Oops. Please work in reflexes of the character and the mob's range attack. All in due time. I don't know. Maybe they're in. That stuff is in there right now. Again, you'll have more updates for you once we get closer to the patch notes. Big time. Wait a minute. Jolly Daddy's still up?
I mean, he's still up, but I don't know if he's streaming.
What else we got? We got Coral Bloom. What's Coral Bloom doing down there with one viewer? I think we need to raid Coral Bloom. Do you know Coral Bloom?
I don't know Cora Bloom, but yeah, I'm down.
All right, y'all ready?
Did you want me to drop a teaser real quick?
Oh yes. Sorry, I almost forgot it, but I'm not used to you being this quiet. All right, so
I'm not a trunk or treat with the kids.
oh, okay. So King called in to give a teaser on the upcoming tournament they're holding. So King, take it away while I set this raid up.
Yeah, it's not much of a teaser. There's a tournament. Pay attention. Next Tuesday is the day we should be posting stuff about it. If you're in really cool guilds, you should probably already know a little bit about it. And other individuals in here probably know some about it too. Go chat about it in your guild chat. You'll find out some more information. But huge tournament put on by Joystick. So pay attention next week for more information on that.
And I'll be there with them. I don't know, taking up space, but cheering some of you guys on. It sounds like it could be really fun. All right, thanks, King, for hanging out, and Sneaky, of course. And here we go. Let's raid Coral Bloom. Give her a nice follow and hello from us over here. All right, y'all.
All right, guys, peace. Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
What a hype stream.
Buck, well, it's us three because everyone else is muted in here. When do you reckon we'll get the staging update?
Next week.
Alright, cool. Exciting. I didn't really expect it to be an elemental boss.
Gracias. Obrigada.
Let's go chat somewhere else so we can chat.
Yeah, sure, but if you want to join us in the
Thank you for
community.
filming.
Hold on a sec.
Hi. Hola. Oi.
All right, thanks, y'all. Have a great evening.